environmental pressures, including climate change, water and air pollution, biodiversity loss, and soil degradation are causing productivity losses nearly equivalent to 12% of global GDP. Data further reveals that current food systems account for over a third of greenhouse gas emissions, 80% of biodiversity loss, and significant pollution globally. These issues are worsened by widespread poverty and rapid demographic shifts, conflicts, high costs of nutritious diets, and weak governance structures. Food markets, while a source of hope, are increasingly volatile. Despite positive production forecasts, erratic weather, trade tensions, and supply chain disruptions are driving up food prices. The Food Agricultural Organization's 2024 State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World SOFI report affirms these concerns. 4 years ago, the United Nations convened the inaugural Food Systems Summit to galvanize global transformation in the way we produce, process, distribute, and consume food. We take stock once more. The picture is mixed. Undeniably, we have made meaningful and significant progress in providing the world with more sufficient, safe, and nutritious food, contributing to reductions in poverty and hunger. The global food system now contributes between 10% and 12% of global GDP, translating to about $8 trillion. This progress has improved livelihoods, created new opportunities, and raised living standards for millions worldwide. However, this encouraging trajectory is not universal. Starvation, malnutrition, and undernutrition remain a harsh daily reality for far too many. At the same time, health challenges such as obesity and diet-related diseases are increasing at an alarming rate, causing illness and hampering socioeconomic development. It is still possible to reorganize global food systems to accelerate progress towards the SDGs and broader sustainability goals. This requires coordinated focus on 6 key priority areas. First, we must integrate food system strategies into national policies. A unified value chain approach can address interconnected challenges from food and nutrition insecurity to public health and environmental degradation, including climate change. Second, we must strengthen the governance of food systems. Fragmented global responses are counterproductive, and we need stronger policy coherence, greater transparency and accountability, including evidence-based decision-making and capacity building at all levels. Third, research, technology, and innovation hold immense promise for transformation. We must support academic and research institutions with the infrastructure they require, while significantly scaling up investment in digital technologies, artificial intelligence, and climate-smart agriculture. The Green Climate Fund estimates that global private sector manages over $210 trillion in climate investments and private equity. We must strengthen our engagement with this sector to unlock the capital necessary for the transformation of food systems. And finally, and of critical importance, we must improve access to finance. Tailored financial products are essential for smallholder farmers, startups, and agripreneurs. We must also promote digital financial solutions such as M-Pesa, which in my country enables every citizen to access financial services instantly and securely. Public-private partnerships are indispensable. We must deepen collaboration with financial institutions, both public and private, to leverage their power and catalyze investment, scale up solutions, and deliver meaningful change. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have a solemn obligation to ensure adequate, healthy, and sustainable food for all, to promote shared prosperity, and to safeguard a resilient planet. Let us take ambitious, concrete, scalable, and timely actions to align food systems with our commitment to achieving zero hunger by 2030.
Global food insecurity still affects around 10% of the world's population. And this percentage is largely concentrated here in Africa, where 1 on 5 people suffer from hunger and do not have access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to lead a healthy life. And we know very well that when people do not have access to sufficient food or lose the means to produce it, the consequences can be catastrophic. Poverty worsens, conflicts intensify, and communities become more vulnerable to violence, terrorism, or forced migration. Food insecurity is therefore, in its every aspect, a political issue, but not only. It is also, and above all, an economic issue. We would be making a serious mistake if we limited ourselves to looking at food systems through the face of poverty, suffering, and hunger. Food systems are an engine of growth and development, both for the most fragile nations and for those that are economically more solid.
Despite progress, the African continent faces mounting challenges. Yet Africa can feed itself and help feed the world. But this requires, first, development financing. Africa needs predictable concessional finance to invest in agriculture, rural transformation, infrastructure, and nutrition. This is a moment to take stock and to renew our shared commitment to building food systems that are resilient, inclusive, and just. Globally, food systems are facing immense pressure from climate shocks, conflicts, inequalities, and economic disruptions. At the same time, development assistance is declining and multilateral cooperation is under strain. These challenges threaten production, supply, and the dignity and stability of nations. Yet, in this context, the human spirit and our shared resolve to act remains strong.